Hey boys and girls, welcome back. It's me, Keith, the Misprint Guy, and welcome to week 19, in which I share with you all kinds of strange and unusual cards from a game called Magic the Gathering. Misprints, test prints, if there's something downright strange with it, I want to share it with you. Now, what do I have for you this week? Well, this is one of my personal favorites, and I've put off doing it because this is actually a very difficult and subtle misprint that I need to share with you. Now, the thing is, this is the type of misprint that you very well could own and not even know it. So, the cards that we have in question are the medallions from Tempest. The mistake is in multiple languages, so if you have any medallions from Tempest, I would highly recommend you pause the video and follow along, okay? Now, the problem is, because this is so subtle, it's going to be very difficult to share with you because, I have to scan it, format it, upload it, and if you're watching it on, your iPhone, you're going to have a very difficult time here. But, anyway, I'm going to do my best, and if you're having a hard time, the cool thing is, Wizards of the Coast has actually officially acknowledged this type of misprint. So, believe it or not, go on Wizards website, and I'll provide a link actually. But if you go to Wizards website and type in "dirty medallions," they actually cover this. Their article is a bit incomplete because there's a lot more to it, but you really can see that they did acknowledge two of these three cards I'm going to share with you. They acknowledge this misprint. Now, when I said medallions, it's actually only three of them. All right, it's the blue one, the sapphire medallion. It's the red one, the ruby medallion, and the green one, the emerald medallion. They acknowledge the blue and the green, but we have a red one as well. Now, what exactly we have here is some Charlie Brown comic strips that, peanuts that got mistakenly printed on the cards. Now, what happened was the rollers that, apparently they were printing comic strips before they were printing magic cards, and the rollers themselves did not get properly cleaned. And then what happened was you had some of the residuals left over and printed on the cards. They got printed on the Tempest Rares, and the medallions, especially the three I'm talking about, they have a nice solid-ish background to them. So the comic strips appeared in the more solid area. Okay, now I'm going to drop in some scans for you to take a look at. It's very subtle, so just do your best to follow along, and the black arrows are there to kind of help you. Okay, alright, now if you take a good look at that sapphire medallion, the areas in question I'm talking about is actually the artwork area. Okay, now if you look at the top right area right above that wing, you can actually see someone's shoulder and then the bottom half of their head with a big gaping smile there, and that is almost unmistakably Charlie Brown. That definitely looks like Charles Schultz style artwork. And then also, because this is a slightly better copy than most, if you look right above the left part of the wing, pretty much where it goes from yellow to red, you can see a vertical line coming up from that. And also in the bottom right of the artwork area, there is something that looks like it might be text or some sort of design or lines there. Now again, because this is a far better copy, you can see all three of those types of things there. And then when it comes to the green medallion, the emerald medallion, if you look just above the center of the artwork, just above the emerald, you'll see that there is there's like a face there, and it's really kind of hard to determine exactly whose face that is, character-wise. But also, if you look to the left center of the artwork area, this is something that we had to stare at and stare at. Eventually, we were pretty well able to determine that that looks like the front of a Jeep with those headlights and the grills. That looks like that is a Jeep. And to the left of the Jeep is a person, more specifically a female, standing there looking like they're talking to someone in the Jeep. And then also, finally, we have the red one, and that's the one that Wizards of the Coast did not officially acknowledge, but it's okay because it's definitely the most boring. If you look at the left center part of the artwork, you'll see that there is it looks like it's the bottom left of a box that, if you can visualize a comic strip in each little box there, It looks like I can see the L-shaped area just to the bottom left of the actual medallion. So that one, there's no way to tell. I mean, with the green one and the Jeep and stuff, that might be Beetle Bailey. That's the first thing that makes me think of. But with the red one here, it's just next to impossible to tell what that could possibly be. But regardless of who or what you think is there, the overwhelming majority of people, they call these the Charlie Brown medallions. Most people don't realize that there is more than the blue, and I've seen multiple different languages. Every time I talk to somebody, they're like, no, it's this language, it's that language. Look, it's probably about half of them. So if you have any medallions, take a good look at them and follow along. Again, if this was a little bit too much for you and you couldn't really see what you were looking for, again, you'll get a more incomplete, but you will get a, on Wizard's website, Dirty Medallions, link below, and they explain it. Now, the cool thing, is because this is a type of misprint that most people don't even realize exists, you can find these cards. People post play sets of medallions on eBay, and, sometimes they don't realize exactly what they're selling, and I've seen these cards in trade binders. So this is something you just find by accident. And hey, if you happen to have had any and didn't know it and you followed along and found them, feel free to get a hold of me. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, hey, for those of you watching and subscribing, thank you very much. And as always, questions, comments, concerns, feel free to get a hold of me. Otherwise, I will see you next week. So take care.